trying to transform this file into a home cinema. I have always loved music, and having a nice sound system was one of the biggest dreams of mine as a child. Back then, you only had these radio cassette players with some tiny speakers that didn't produce any bass, any barely produced mids and highs, right? And that felt like something is missing. So I wanted a sound system in my house since I was a kid. Once I grew up, I wanted a sound system that is banging, even in the car. So right now I'm working, and I'm working to update the sound system in my car, but also at the same time, why not in my house? As a bass head, of course, I started low because I didn't know that much. Not that I'm a professional right now, but still, I didn't know anything about car audio and subwoofers and all of that, right? So I started, as I said, small with two subs of 275 watts RMS each. Then I've upgraded to some 350 watt RMS subs. I've used the same box, but they increased the bass in my car. And that you'll know from my previous videos with my C70. What you do not know is that that subwoofer started in my first ever car, which was a Renault Laguna Mark II. It's an estate car, and so I had the first subwoofer in my Renault, then came in England, so I needed bass. I took the subwoofer from the Laguna, moved it by myself, but I moved it into my Volvo C70. Then I've upgraded the subs, and eventually I ended up upgrading a second time from 350 RMS each to 1500 RMS each. And you'll know, as I said, right now I'm moving that whole system into the Volvo XC90. Of course, I'm doing this all by myself, like I have no help whatsoever, and it takes time because of my job and all of that. But let's get back to the sound system. When I upgraded the sound system in my C70, I actually bought a second battery for the power that that kind of a system will consume, right? So let's get back to the present day, where I'm having a Volvo C70 that has been neglected. The real thing was I couldn't use it because of ULEZ, and so it sat in the garage, in the car park and so on, and I couldn't use my sound system. Now, I thought I'm gonna need both of the batteries from the C70, because one is 110 amp hours and the other is 100 amp hours. And I thought I'm gonna need both of them to transfer the whole system in my Volvo XC90. As it turns up, the Volvo XC90 has a 90 amp hour battery and is pretty big. And I realized I have 3 batteries and I'm only going to use 2. So in that case, I thought, you know what? I could use the third battery, which will just sit in the C70, not being used, discharging, and use it to make a sound system in the house. I have some speakers for the house, but they don't go that low. They don't have that bass. They do have something. They only drop to 50, 60 hertz. And even then, they are, they're not great. It's kind of forced. So I don't have that subwoofer that I need for a home cinema system. I was looking on the internet, and I've seen these subwoofers 8-inch subwoofers ready, just plug and play and stuff like that. But they're quite expensive, and I thought, you know what? I have a subwoofer that was previously in my V60, which I'm not using anymore. Been sat in the garage for the last few months. So I thought that's a good idea. I brought it in the house. I brought the battery that was sitting there as well. I brought all the wiring and everything. And I only bought for about £50 a battery charger, which not necessarily for this, but you also may need in other cases, other scenarios, right? So now I'm gonna show you what I've built in the house. Work progress. I brought the battery. This was the second battery that was in the C70. The battery charger, all plugged in but not on yet because I need to make the connections. So I'm gonna tie those there. This side is gonna be with the RCAs, the signal going into that. I think everything is ready. Put the power on, the amplifier on, everything is on, even that is on. So first test. So I can hear those, but I have to check that because the volume is low. I think I need to turn it up a bit. Yeah, they work. Right, the final touch was added, the bass knob, which I forgot. So we're playing some copyright-free music. Let's see how it sounds. Right now they're not moving. I mean, you can't see they're moving, but I can feel them working. So let's turn the bass on. They do work. They do work, but unfortunately I have neighbors upstairs and I can't do much about the music. I don't want to get them upset about the bass and everything, but I will do a demo very soon, so stay tuned.
The code breaker. You've just been so worried about
And with
your
the
son.
movie trailer,
No, I've heard of it. Yeah, we tried everything to bring him out of his shell.
He doesn't come out of his room, he doesn't talk to girls, doesn't drink.
So when you say date him, do you mean date him or date him? Yes.
Date him. Date him hard.
I'll date his brains out. He volunteers at the animal shelter. Hi. Mind if I touch your wiener?
What?
Your dog. How about I give you a ride home?
I literally feel like I'm in the cinema, and I wasn't expecting that. Like, this is amazing. What I didn't mention is the fact that right now the setup is for music, because this thing right here cannot connect to the TV and only has two outputs for the speakers. So these two are tied together and those two are tied together. So it only has 2.1. So it has a subwoofer and two speakers outputs. In order for me to connect the TV and make it full 5.1, I will have to get down to business with this one right here. The thing is, I'm glad this works and sounds great.
What's he doing?
He looks like a zombie.
I think he's accessing criminal data.
Thomas King, you're under arrest.
And that was phenomenal. So as you've seen, this is my sound system, which I'm proud of and I'm enjoying so much. And unfortunately, I cannot give you a proper demo for music, right? Where the bass knob turned up properly because of my neighbors upstairs. So, but I will do that soon. I will do that. I will do a video where I'm gonna review all my stuff that make this whole system, and also I'll give you a proper demo. So stay tuned for that. We're gonna play some music from Exclusive Page. This guy does a great job on rebasing songs. Let's get some songs and play them with the new home theater. So let's get this one. The volume is 10 out of 23. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. Being here, watching my videos means a lot to me. So if you do enjoy these videos, don't forget to subscribe, to like the video and share it with your friends and family. Why not? And stay tuned for the next one. Bye.